Top of the AM. Let's go. Let's go. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Link in the chat. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know what it is, man. It's all facts, no opinions for a podcast. It's time to cook, baby. Hey, Timmy T, what up? Timmy T, what up? Yeah, it's time to cook today, baby. Uh-huh. Hey, listen, man, we gotta talk. Listen, Devin must be high or something, yo. That's all I'm saying, man, because, yo, this is crazy, y'all. To watch Devin Haney to come out his mouth and say something like this is crazy. But you know, YouTube sent out those notifications. Devin versus Rolly at 147 or Tank versus Pitbull. I like the Tank versus Pitbull, the rematch. The rematch is the best thing out there. Because, you know, once Tank knocked Pitbull out, you know, Tank and Lamont happening again. You know, like I tell people, I broke this news 2 weeks ago, Tank was coming back. But I want to grind Devin Haney up. I want to grind Devin up. You know? Because Tank Davis been a 3 divisional champ. At 130, you know, IBF when he beat Jose Pedraza. You know, got the WBA after that. Remember, he got stripped. You feel me? Like, I want people to understand Tank been a 3 divisional champion. 130, 135, and 140. So, I don't know, man. This boy Dev talking crazy out his mouth, which is diabolical. Tank did it before all of y'all. He did it before everybody. When he fought Mario Barrios and got that WBA title at 140, he became a 3 divisional champion. You feel me? He became a 2-time champion at 130. We're going to talk about all of this. You know, then this Zuffa boxing and this IBF situation is getting crazy. You know, see, everybody is looking at, you know what's funny to me? Timmy, everybody is looking at, well, Zuffa this, Jay Opataya pay his sanctioning fee. No, the world forgot. These motherfuckers came out and said they're not dealing with no body safety. So it shows that these Dana White and them niggas full of, like, it's all hypocrisy. They all full of shit, all smoke and mirrors. You know, but listen, yo, they bringing communism to boxing. This is what the Muhammad Ali Act protects. The Muhammad Ali Act protects promoters for creating their own title and trying to monopolize the game. But y'all saying these motherfuckers saving boxing with these corny ass cards like this. We seen this story before, and I'm telling a lot of people, you know, if you wasn't born in the 80s and 90s, you seen Dana White come in a game like this. Y'all people better wake up. You know? People better wake up. But it's a lot going on out here, man. At the end of the day, it's definitely a lot going on in boxing. You know? 140 WB regular belt. You gotta count that. You said WB regular belt. WB baby. Now you listen. You gotta count the regular, bro. And listen. This is how the WBA work, and this is how they always work. You gotta to become the champion. You gotta be the regular champion before you come to super. You feel me? Before you come to super champion, the super champion is like the WBC making Floyd Mayweather, Canelo, Lomachenko the franchise champ, right? The same thing. Remember when Rolly beat Ryan? And remember, all of them niggas fought at 144. Everything was at a catchweight. But it was counted as a welterweight fight. That's how Rolly ended up getting the WBA what? At the time, it was the intern, and he ended up getting the regular. He got elevated to the regular. Then when Boots was the super champion and moved up, and they zapping us already. It's cool though. Tellez did some bullshit. But at the end of the day, like, he was a champion. You got to get the regular belt. Stan Jonas was the champion since 2022. You feel me? Before Earl Spence was elevated to motherfucking super. You know? So that's why I say he's a 3-divisional champion. Getting that regular belt, you're holding the title. You're holding the title. You're a champion. You're a motherfucking champion. You feel me? And at the end of the day, he's a 3-divisional champion. Just like Devin Haney. Devin Haney had the WBC regular. He was the regular champion when Lomachenko got elevated to super. So which means is y'all never beat the guy who had the title. He never got stripped. He just was elevated. So when you watch the motherfucking Lomachenko and Teofimo fight, people can say all of the bullshit they want. At the end of the fight, them niggas say undisputed. You can't take what a motherfucker say out his mouth. And if you're a pure boxing fan, you know Teofimo Lopez was undisputed. Just like I always tell people, once you get the lineal title, the Ring Magazine title, you are undisputed. Don't believe me? Max Kellerman told Opataya the same thing. He tell everybody who's the Ring Magazine champion, you know you're the lineal champion. You're really undisputed, right? Because everybody know in the 80s and 90s, when you become lineal, you're the guy. You're undisputed. But once the Ring, which was when Oscar and made it, and forcing people, to believe that, which everybody wasn't never big on at the time, forcing people to believe, like the Ring Magazine, forcing people to believe that the Ring is this, the Ring is that right now. When Kappa Publishing had it, nobody gave a fuck. When Stanley had the Ring Magazine, nobody gave a fuck. When Dave had the Ring Magazine, nobody gave a fuck. When Nick had it, nobody gave a fuck. Even when the founder, Nick Fletcher, had it, nobody gave a fuck. But when Oscar sell it to Turkey, everybody cares. That's all I got to say about certain titles and shit. But I want to touch up on this IBF situation and the Zuffa boxing. Dana, y'all trying to make these brothers look bad when y'all the ones that looking bad. The hypocrisy y'all bringing to boxing. You came in and said you're not dealing with no body sanctions. But this is what the Muhammad Ali Act protects. For a promoter to create their own title will monopolize the money. So how the fuck the fighter supposed to be getting money? Y'all just said Jay Opataya paid $80K in sanctioning fee. What was his check? What the fuck was his check if y'all paying that big type of money? Because I know it ain't 10 million. I know it ain't 10 million. And that's a motherfucking fact. And you can go back and watch any body sanction for a fighter that made $10 million as his purse, even on the back end. This is the key thing I tell people though, Tim. It's I'm a fighter. You feel me? I'm a fighter. So I want to learn the business, and this is why I tell the kids, come in the game with your own promotional company, because when you're in the amateurs and the Junior Olympics, it's a sport. But the key thing you learn in the sport is you're going to learn when you go to a certain person's backyard, you go to their gym, the whole field advantage. It's real. You're going to learn how I feel to get robbed as an amateur. So as you turn into a pro, you should know the game and learn the game. But at the end of the day, it becomes a business. So, you the one that signed the contract, so you got to be careful for what you sign. But me personally, the reason I felt in love with Al Heyman personally, I just count the 4 major sanctioned body belts that. Yeah, true that. I can agree with you on that, because I always say the Ring Magazine don't mean shit, which is makes you a lineal champion, but it don't mean shit because you're not making money with the ring. You catch the ring tight, you ain't making no fucking money. You feel me? And yes, capturing the real 4 body sanctions really make you undisputed, and that's a motherfucking fact. But you know how these people go when they got to throw that ring in there and say, That's what I'm saying. or give them back. But listen, me personally, I don't believe they probably pay those sanctioning fees. You know, we don't really know nothing. We don't really know nothing. All of these people behind us, they just doing shit for good publicity, bad publicity. And you know, long as we come out here and talk that heavy shit, you know, they winning. They winning. You know, and if that IBF title wasn't on the fucking line, it would have never been up there. If that IBF title wasn't on the line, you feel me, Timmy T? That shit would have never made it in the motherfucking ring when he won the fight. But at the end of the day, the IBF need to understand is we understand what y'all doing and y'all fighting for y'all champion. But fuck what y'all doing. We want to know about Dana. Why you came out and said you're not dealing with nobody sanction, but you're dealing with them? Fuck all that. That's the key thing. People need to fuck all of that. You know, the IBF, yes. Jay Opataya is your motherfucking champion. Yes, you can look in Opataya face, bro, because he's the poster boy of this shit right now, and it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. We seen this story before, y'all, with Dana White. It's fucked up. That's all I'm saying, man. But at the end of the day, you know that it still was a cool fight. You know, a lot of people know Brandon just was brought in to get knocked out. But listen, man, bad feet or not, he put on a great performance. You know, it just showed me more of Opataya. You feel me? And it shows that he can bang and he can call his own audibles. And that's what a lot of people like, nah, shout out my brother, we game all night. He was like, nah, facts. That nigga ain't that no more. Shout out my brother's son. These niggas on his ass. But I'm like, bro, you gotta look at it. He learned how to call his, like when you watching him fight, he's banging out. He's calling his own audibles. He looked good doing that shit, banging in on the inside. You know, coming like a pure boxer do. Get in, get out the way, hit certain rounds. His inside game was tremendous. I'm not taking nothing off that performance. The card was ass. Great performance. Um, he got that's what. Hey, we game. I'm glad you said that shit, broski, cause nobody mentioning that ball got a chin. Even Obatiah got a chin. You know, that's the key. Nobody mentioning. But sometimes, you know, it's just off that fight. People looking at like, damn, could have Zordo washed him at if Zordo was in that fight? Zordo would have washed Obatiah. The boxing market, just like he did. Facts. Hey, Tim, that's a fact. He wouldn't monopolize it, man. You know? But like I tell people, man, if you got the opportunity and chance to, shit, you playing with billions of dollars, especially with other people money too, and they turning you into a billionaire, nigga, I'm gonna do the same thing. You feel me? I'm gonna do the same thing. But listen, hey Timmy T, you wanna know what's so crazy, Tim? When I'm watching Zuffa, you know how they put show all of their fighters? That shit reminded me of Al Heyman and PBC. But what PBC did, you know, they came in with all big dogs, you know what I mean? Come a forward fighter and never have been finished is a feather. Oh, that's a nice one. We game for him to be a come forward fighter and never have been finished is a feather in his cap. True that. But Opatiah, to me, he looked cool. You know, he looked cool. Is that me myself, me my motherfucker self, me myself and I and a lot of people. You know, we overlooked Brandon. We overlooked him. We all thought, just like we thinking about the Conor and Regis. Regis is only there for Conor Benson to go back on his knockout streak. You know, that's what I feel for me. He said Benavidez would drown him late. Yes, he will. Hardest son with the Opatiah fight. Wasn't only plus he looks like he has. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, he do got a gap. But hey, Tim, you want to know what's so crazy? You see how you say you caught the end of the fight? Bro, I've been watching this fight since the fucking prelims, this whole card, right? This nigga Opatiah been sweating. Bro, this nigga been sweating since the prelims. Every time they showed, this motherfucker been in the room, that dressing room, sweating like a motherfucker. You can look at Anthony the real face. Yeah, I think so too. He can. You can look at Anthony the real face when Opatiah walked in the ring and he jumping in. He like, damn, like what the fuck? Yo, this nigga gotta be on something. This nigga sweating like a motherfucker. And when Brandon took off his shit, the nigga, yo, cool, calm, and collective. But like I was saying though, a lot of us, which was me, I looked it over Brandon. I thought Ja was gonna go in there and finish him by like no later than 8 rounds. And no, he went to full 12, you know? And that's what I'm starting to think about this Regis and Connor shit. You know, Regis got the punch power to put him out. Yes, the fuck he was. If we can, yes, he was. That nigga was suited and booted, man. That boy was suited and booted. Yeah, it was cheeks. Hey, tell him that shit was cheeks for real, man. That shit was buck cheeks. All butt cheeks, man. Yeah, I'm waiting for Gary Jones to pull up. I got some information for him out Seattle and shit. Know what I mean? Some gems out Seattle. Uh Especially Title. You know, Title got a joint out there. So hey Gary, when you pull up, let me know. Gary Russell used to go in the rain drenched in sweat too. Yeah. But at the end, I wanna know what is it? You know, what's the reason? It gotta be a reason for it. You feel me? I know, nigga, I ain't trying to sweat going in the rain, nigga. I gotta put on that jacket. I gotta put on that robe. You know, fuck that. A real rap. But at the end of the day, man, it was some. I'm just waiting to see Oswaldo Molina again. I seen one of the young boys. I liked it in the Zuffa 3 card. 21 days later, he ended up fighting again, which is diabolical. You got to give your fighter some rest. You know, 60 days, 90 days, the most. 8 week, 12-week camp is the most. You feel me? Which is a cool camp, but bringing Emiliano Alvarado back 21 days later is diabolical. You know, and what money they making? You feel me? So that mean if when you turn pro, you making from 10 to 20,000. You feel me? But and that's the highest, you know. So you can start off with 400, 500, 1,000. You know, your first 10 fights, it gets you to a certain place of money. But if those first fights and they signing and they only making 50,000, bro, like start your own promotional company. I keep telling you, young motherfuckers, man, you will get the funding. Trust me, you will get the funding, and look, trust me, y'all will thank me later. Must respect their gas tank would have been able to do it. Listen, hey, I always tell people your gas tank means everything. You gotta have that diesel fuel. If it ain't diesel, it gotta be jet fuel, bro. All ether type shit, man. I don't listen. I can't have regular premium cool, but bro, you only lasting 6 rounds on a premium gas tank. You feel me, nigga? No, we need that motherfucking diesel, bro. If it ain't diesel, we need that jet fuel, bro. You gotta, and that's what's wrong with this generation. They all want to punch, trying to look good, slick. But bro, none of these niggas gas tanks is like that. Just like Gary Russell, David Morrell, Andy Cruz, um, bro, it's just all these new up and comers. But one thing I can say, this I ain't. One thing I can say, I know one trainer that have all of his motherfucking fighters gas tank on the beam, and that's Big G Robert Garcia. You got Big G, Robert Garcia, Mikey Garcia, the Garcia family. Big G the shit, man. I always loved the Big G, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, I always loved the Big G, yo. Big G is Robert Garcia dad, bro. That nigga, my God. His conditioning and how he trained his fighters is so impeccable, bro. Just look at all his fighters. If I was a boxer, that's the number one talent. I focus on my gas tank. Arm stamina because that burn them. Yeah, listen, they legs is key, bro. You feel me? We game. They legs is key. Your legs is everything, bro. If you ain't got no legs, man. You kept hearing when they kept telling Opataya, your legs cool, bro. It starts from your legs, man. Your legs mean everything. Your legs mean everything because that's part of your gas tank. You know, and they don't know that shit. They better ride horses. Now I see why Canelo ride horses. That's why I see Canelo ride horses, bro. People looking at it so he won't get dropped or not. Yeah, that help, but no nigga, that shit help with leg workouts and all that. Go swimming, do a lot of things, man. I tell people kung fu. Kung fu is what? Everything around you, just life in general. Just you picking up your jacket is kung fu. Learn the game. Even when you sweep in your house, mop in your house, that's your paces. That's your paces. Learn that shit, man. But these kids don't want to learn nothing. They just want to jump straight in the ring and get their ass whipped. Jump straight in the ring and get their ass whipped. But supposedly, it's a lawsuit coming. I don't know. But it's a lawsuit coming. Then Bivol when the IBF got the phone call. They trying to go into the purse bid. They called them motherfuckers like, listen, the fight happening. It's on the undercard of what's the brother name? Usyk and Rico. So the co-main event, Bivol and Ifrit. Whatever the fucking brother name is. For the IBF title. May 23rd in Egypt. The Pyramid Gang. You know what I mean? So Bivol back. 2020. But he should be 23-1, right? Right? Because then he lost the motherfucking Bitterby. But when you go to the Ring Magazine, they got this nigga 23-0 with 12 KOs. Fighting Ifrit, who's 13-1, 5 KOs. It's just good to see Bivol back. It's good to see Bivol back. Hey, we gotta keep it tall, bro. It's good to see Bivol back. You think we see Virgil in 26, or did he get in the Andre Ward treatment? Listen, the Andre Ward, Mikey Garcia treatment, bro. That's why I respected Mikey Garcia when he been out for a while. Because they all going through the Floyd. It's the Mayweather effect, bro. I tell people this shit all of the time. All of these fighters every fighter right now. What they doing is the Mayweather effect. They doing everything Mayweather did when he left Top Rank. And I told even when Bud Crawford was suing, remember he sued Top Rank 2 times. So that's what I'm saying, bro. You sue him the first time, then the second time you sue him for what? You should have left in 2018 and signed the PBC, nigga. Common sense. The 2 times you dealt with PBC fighters, you made your biggest checks. You made $8 million with Sean Porter. You feel me? And they and Al Heyman let you go the Top Rank. They say they gave you $8 million off that fight, youngin. I'm gonna show you the numbers. Then when you came back and fought Spence, he gave you what they gave you, nigga, up front. And you looking at him like, yo, what the fuck? He said, bro, just go pay your tax, go pay the man, pay your training camp, your man. This was this for. Trust me. And what did Bud trusted him? Andre Artem like trust Al. Bro, that back end money came when he beat Spence. He was like, what the? Yes, took him to a whole nother level. And that was Bud's second chance. Really getting an opportunity to what? To become the pay-per-view star that you wanted to be. And listen, I don't give a fuck. I always talk about Bud because I like Bud as a fighter, as a true fighter. Since he came in the game, since he was whooping Timothy Bradley ass, Cameron Duncan had him. I always liked it, Bud. He always was nice. Is that these people wasn't moving him correctly. Cameron Duncan trying to get the Pacquiao situation. They lying to this man. When that nigga became a champion at 135, you should have had him on Pacquiao pay-per-view cards. You feel me? Because he was doing his thing. Then when he went to 140 and started collecting the titles, because remember, everybody left. Bud was at 140 when Danny Garcia, Adrian Broner, Mikey Gar. When all of them niggas was there, Bud was there. You feel me? But he never got the chance. Never. Then when everybody left, remember, he started fighting everybody at Top Rank, because that's all you can fight. And what Top Rank was doing, every other champion from Golden Boy PBC, when these niggas they kept being stripped, because nobody don't want to do business with Top Rank but Golden Boy. But at the end of the day, when niggas was being stripped, Top Rank get the titles back. That Bud went on his collecting spree, knocking on niggas' doors. Give me that. Became undisputed at 140. Should have been the pay-per-view star. But y'all lied to the board. 2018, Pacquiao Jeff Horn fight. You gonna get the Pacquiao fight. Y'all robbed Manny Pacquiao in Australia, bro. Y'all robbed that man. Now what? Bud was forced to re-sign. Nigga mad as shit. He got to fight a fucking Jeff Horn. Then when you look at his welterweight, his whole welterweight resident, all ass cheeks. Just like the Zuffa card, butt cheeks. This ain't no disrespect, but it's the truth. Everybody you fought was damaged goods. Even Gamboa. That's why I tell people, bro, Gamboa got into a motorcycle accident. First, he got suspended for 12 months for smacking the shit out of his wife. Then In Houston, the nigga got into a motorcycle accident. I'm not talking about the Dominican Republic one. I'm talking about 2010, 11, 12 situation. During the time when he was suspended, I forgot the time, 13, 14. My years is kind of off. Because I know when I came home from upstate, he Bud fought Gamboa and shit. Because I know Danny fought Lucas Matiste, beating, which he was dangerous, which Bud could have fought Matias. But Bud ain't want that Matias smoke. So I'm just keeping it tall, y'all. Just keeping it. Could have fought AB. AB was down there, didn't get the Adrian Brown about. So all these niggas left. Yeah, Campbell could have been way better, but the nigga, we game all night. He was off. The nigga was out of the gym for a couple months because he couldn't fight. Then that's when Mayweather got locked up. When Mayweather got locked up, 50 Cent went to the Bud fight in Omaha. Bud sold that bitch out. That's why I don't know what Top Rank talking about. Bud was selling that shit out. Shakur was selling shit out. But I'm gonna get to that part. But this motherfucker got on 50 Cent walking to see who Bud was fighting. Because he was walking Bud out the dressing room to the ring on his ring walk. When Bud seen he was fighting King, he like, what the fuck? Then that's when that 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather beef happened. He's supposed to start a promotional company, SNS. That's a fact. But a lot of niggas trying to say Al Heyman said, fuck no. But I don't believe none of that. I don't believe none of that. If you know Floyd, you know Floyd. You see the corny shit he doing now. Now we understand. That's him. But yeah, Virgil, I always said as we game all night, if Virgil come back and fight this year, which I believe he is, all of this was just not to fight Boots. I told y'all this shit happened at 147, bro. 2022, it happened. Boots and Virgil was supposed to fight since COVID 2020. Nigga, before COVID came in, they was supposed to fight. I'm just letting y'all know that. I'm just letting y'all know that. When Stanionis hand injury came, Boots was the replacement. I just want people to know this shit. When Stanionis and Virgil was first mentioned, and Stanionis got the hand injury, Boots was going to be the late replacement. That's when he got sick. That's why I tell people, yo, I remember all of this shit, like the back, like it was yesterday. I remember all of this shit. And listen, shout out Ellie Setback. ES News got all of the clips. He got everything. Ellie Setback got everything. Everything. And I'm gonna keep it tall. Like Ellie the goat of this shit. He goated for real. Shout out ES News, Ellie Setback. Eddie goated for real. Ellie wasn't all of those motherfucking gyms. Maybe he was trying to get out of his Golden Boy contract first. Hopefully, I don't want to think anyone. Nah, he not trying to get out of his Golden Boy contract, bro. Because when you read the contract, we game all night. When you read the contract, it's about him having a relationship, not having a contract. It's him having. He need to have a relationship. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my motherfucking life. A relationship, bro. Your manager is Rick Maringian, right? Arnold Barboza is his fighter, right? He managed Arnold Barboza too. Arnold Barboza fight on the 14th. We still conducting business. A lot of Golden Boy fighters is managed by Rick Maringian, and they still doing business, conducting business. Now he ain't winning no tune-ups. That's what Turkey's saying, my nigga. He ain't winning no tune-ups. That's what I'm saying. They got all of y'all. Listen, they got everybody lying to me. This is the key thing people don't remember. When Virgil fought Bowichuk, Turkey and Virgil set before the ring entrance, saying if Virgil win this fight, he fight who? Bud Crawford, right? At the Bud fought Madrimov. This is a fucking fact. Go back and watch it. Virgil got his ass whipped by Bowichuk. He got his ass whipped. So I want to tell people how Boots is fighting it. So Stanionis is a tune-up. Stanionis is a tune-up. And it's fuck what you want. Like, all Boots wanted was to beat a champion. Because Bud never gave him the opportunity. Bud ducked this nigga too many times. The WBO route, now the IBF route. To go fight a bum-ass nigga named Madrimov, who everybody in the world know Charlo was the champion. Everybody know that. Nah, it's Virgil, bro. That's why I tell people, bro, it's Virgil. It's always been Virgil. It's his father. It's Virgil. Listen, I bet people 1,000 pushers watch Virgil have a fight this year, but it ain't gonna be Boots. He did the same shit to Boots, bro. He did the same shit at 147. If Cameron Duncan was alive, Cameron Duncan would have exposed that shit, bro. That nigga did the same shit. The same shit. The same exact shit, bro. That boy been calling all of them niggas out. Shout out to Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi, who even said the same thing when Boots was in PBC. Wasn't none of the champions trying to fight him. Boots dug butt out. Fuck no. Listen, he was the WBO fucking Mando all that time for 2.5 years. Then in 2022 he went the IBF route. Bro, I've been your Mando since you came, you got this shit 2019. The beginning of 2019, I've been your mandatory. You did not give me the chance. You know why? Cameron Duncan was their manager, bro. Cameron Duncan was both of they fucking man. I keep telling y'all people this. Learn the game. Cameron Duncan was them people manager, bro. Timothy Bradley, Bud Crawford, Brian Norman Jr., Tank Davis, Jerron Bull Tennis. He was all of they. Timothy Bradley, like that nigga was all of they manager, bro. Bud ducked that smoke. He ducked all of that smoke. And then when the nigga left Top Rank, AB got him to go to fucking BLK Prime, and BLK gave him the 10 million. Blue Blood called Bozy and said, Bozy, do y'all want to fight? Do y'all, and this all on Gillian Wallow. Listen to the detail. Do y'all want to fight Bud? Fuck yeah, we want to fight. But you know you can't call us. We signed with Cameron Duncan and Showtime. Call Espinoza and tell Espinoza we want to fight. Blue Blood did not make that call. Did not make that call. At all. Did not make that fucking call. You know how you got to call the promoter. Did not make that call. This is the corny shit people hearing don't adjust to. So at the end of the day, Bud, when you became the undisputed, why you ain't give him the opportunity and chance? Why you ain't give that boy the opportunity and chance? You dropped the titles, nigga. All Boots wanted was to fight a fucking champion and beat the champion and get the feeling. It's a different from when you beat a champion and get the feeling, then a nigga ducking you and people got to call you an email champion. Now, I mean, I'm just keeping it tall, y'all. I'm just keeping it tall. I'm just keeping it tall. And that's a motherfucker. Y'all better go back to 2019 when Boots was that nigga Mando all that time. Never got the opportunities. And that's one thing about Chris Algieri and all of them. They even mentioned everything I said. Hey, Mag, what up? What up? Yeah, the Tank hate crazy, bro. Tank about to run this shit. Well, I'm about to I'm gonna cook the shit out of Dev Boots. But yeah, you know, I don't know. It's a lot of corny shit going on in the game, man. It's a lot of corny shit going on in the game, and that fight could have been happened. You know, we could have got the Boots and Spence fight, but they knew Spence was collecting the titles, and they knew that, you know, and people knew Boots was getting paid on the side to take step aside money. Cameron Duncan made sure his fighters get all of that shit, but you let other people talk it, you know, niggas ain't gonna really, hit off too much, you know. But like I say, man, let me put this link back in the chat. See, can y'all hit that motherfucker pull up? Know what I mean, so y'all can cook. And I want y'all to cook. You know, I like to hear y'all cook. If you can just copy and paste it, put it on your browser, and it'll let you go on from there. You know, but yeah. Let me see, can I give me a second, we game. Let me see, can I send it to you on your John? Give me 1 second, y'all. My nigga, we game all night. Give me a second, we game all night. Trying to find you right now. See, can I send it to you? Dang. My nigga at? Yeah, I just sent that shit. Damn, David Benavidez over there in Mexico by the pyramid shadow boxing. Yeah, but you know, getting back to this Virgil nigga, If I got a feeling Virgil gonna have a fight this year, and the world gonna see, man, that nigga really the duck. He don't really want no smoke. This is why he never had it. Every time he had a chance to fight for a title, he always dropped it. Bro, you could have fought Stanionis. You could have fought Stanionis, bro. You could have fought Stanionis. You could have fought Stanionis, bro. You know, but we didn't get it. You know, you been to what? 40, 3 different weight classes. Still no title shot. And shout out my co-host Santos Boxing. Damn, I'm at work. I'm gonna hit the link next time. I want to hear y'all. I got you. I'm about to cook on that tank shit there, bro. I'm about to flame these niggas, man. Cause I bought this. Matter of fact, I'm on that tank shit now. I'm on that tank shit now. Cause I watched Devin Haney say the dumbest shit out of his fucking mouth, bro. You said Tank Carrera's ass, and he didn't succeed nothing, bro. That nigga is a real. This nigga said he an underachiever. No, nigga, Tank a overachiever. Nigga, Tank sell more than you. Tank put asses in seats. Ain't none of you niggas pay-per-view stars, but Tank is. Can't none of you niggas say fuck the belts. The only way to say fuck the belts is if you become a pay-per-view star. See, that about the large lump sum. You don't make money, nigga. You Tank put asses in seats. He get that back end money, which is different type of fucking money, my nigga. But we gonna get into this, right? Everybody talk bad. Oh, Tank ain't fight nobody, but I see the whole world is fighting that nigga leftovers. I see the whole world fighting all of the champions that Tank beat before they were champions, and his fucking resume aging like fine wine. Tank was the first nigga to beat Jose Pedraza and capture the IBF title. 130. He was the IBF champion at 130, then got stripped, right? He got stripped, what, during the Francisco Fonseca fight. So from Pedraza, Leon Welsh, and Francisco Fonseca, right? He gets stripped for the IBF because he missed weight. Then come back, fight Jesus Cuellar, right? Third round TKO and become the WBA champion at 130. So he a two-time champion at 130, my nigga. At 130, right? Defended his title, Hugo Rios. Defended his title, Ricardo Nunes. All dogs. Move up. WBA regular. You feel me? Which was Gamboa. Dog. Leo Santa Cruz, you know. Super featherweight and lightweight titles was up. This is the shit I don't know why people don't talk about this, bro. This is the key thing. I don't know why people don't talk about the Leo Santa Cruz and the Gervonta Tank Davis situation. I don't know why people don't talk about this one. And what I mean by that is, like, bro, I want a lot of people to look at how Tank. Just go back and watch the fight. And listen to the commentators. Listen to what everything was on the line. Me personally, I always say he was 4, and people be like, nah, facts, you be tripping. I said, listen, fuck what I'm saying. Just go watch the fight. Listen to the announcers. Listen to what was put on the line. Listen to what was put on the line, bro. And that's what people not listening to. But when it come to PBC, Al Heyman, Tank Floyd, and them, the hate was so crazy. This is the narrative they paint. But ain't everybody fighting a Gamboa, a Mario Barrios, a Pitbull Cruz, a Rolly Romero, a Hector Garcia, a Ryan Garcia, a Lamont Roach, a Jose Pedraza, a Frank Martin? Ain't all of these niggas still fighting these type fighters? Y'all fighting all of the resumes that Tank knocked all of these niggas out before everybody, and y'all niggas can't even knock them out. Like, come on. The Ryan, listen, that Barrios card, the high state card, Tank knocked 3 motherfuckers out in that card. Frank Martin, Ryan Garcia, and Mario Barrios. So you mean that nigga Rolly a champion? You mean a 2-time champion? So you mean to tell me his resume ain't aging like fine wine? Shout out my brother, we game all night. He kept catching me with the milk on. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. Know what I mean? But yo, Tank resume is heavy. Super duper heavy. All title defenses, you know, from 2017 on up. Cause you seen what you call it, what's this shit? Back in 2015 when he came in, when he had his fights on Spike. You know what I mean? On the Spike shit. How can I do? That was 2015. And it was the second fight. I gotta get that fighter name. I should have wrote that shit down. Gotta get that fighter name because that's when Floyd Mayweather daughter hopped on a Snapchat and all that Snapchat bullshit happened. Really, it wasn't nothing about his daughter. One of Floyd Mayweather bitches was on Tank ended up busting her. You know how Floyd do like to share his woman. He just felt some type of way, like damn, the light skinned nigga took my bitch. And that's what it really was, and he just used his daughter's situation. He just He just ain't let that. He used his daughter's situation to do that to Tank, and got Tank a title fight. My fault. I'm just fucking up right now. Y'all motherfuckers sending me a text and shit, which I be hating. But yeah, during the time Yaya and Tank, Tank brought Yaya up on the motherfucking the Snapchat, when people like, well, he trying to holler at your daughter. No, nigga. I brought your daughter up on the Snapchat. You're my boss. So if I would have never brought her up on the Snapchat and she would have, damn, dad, I went to Snapchat, Tank ain't bring me up. You would have did the same shit regardless. But everything would be about a female. You know? So that shit right there, I always knew Floyd was a motherfucker. He was one of those type haters. I'm not a big Tank guy. He is exciting, but his resume not for me. Shakur, Devin T, all younger than Tank, yet have done. What did they do? What did Shakur, Tio, and Devin do? I want to know, what did they do? Ain't none of them niggas pay-per-view stars. Don't none of them sell tickets. So what did they do? Hey Timmy, what did they do? Look at their resume. Who did they fight? We're not going to put that stigma on Loma because we watched Loma come to the motherfucking States and get his ass whipped. We watched Loma come to the States and get his ass whipped. Then when he fought Gary Russell, when he fought Rigondeaux, these niggas, this nigga was so much of a fucking weight bully. The shit, we can't do that. I don't, listen, when it comes to Top Rank, bro, T.O. resume ass, we not going to do that, bro. We not going to do that. We not going to do that. Not gonna do that. Shakur resume ass at 135. De Los Santos whooped Shakur ass. Williams Zapata whooped Shakur ass, and he got awarded. And this is a fucking fact. Just go back and rewatch the fight. Count the punches that landed. Watch it on mute. Then after you watch it on mute, go back and watch that. Go watch it at 0.5 speed. Then you gonna tell me who won that fight. Yeah, accolades gotta matter. Tank did it before them. He's a pay-per-view star. I sell more than all of you niggas. I'm the big guy. I'm the big guy. This is why I said about Bud and being a pay-per-view. Bud wanted to be a pay-per-view star. To fight Manny Pacquiao, you're going to become a major pay-per-view star. But what the corny nigga, since I can't make you a pay-per-view star, I'm going to give you the accolades. I'm going to give you the accolades so niggas can say, yeah, well, I'm better than such and such, but the competition you fought was a never. Was it never? The same niggas that say Ryan. Nah, Loma wasn't no fucking problem, bro. Loma got his ass whipped by an old man named Salito, bro. He got his ass whipped by an old man named Salito. If Loma was that guy, why the fuck he ain't fight Richard Comey? He came out his motherfucking mouth and said, I'm never fighting a tall guy again, bro. But you forced Tio to go get that shit. And Tio went over there and knocked Richard Comey out. You're not gonna do that, bro. Just like how all these bitch ass niggas got those IBFs at 130. Remember, Tank got stripped, my nigga. He got stripped. Nah, bro. Jake Paul don't sell more than Tank, bro. People gotta stop that, bro. It's different. It goes by ticket sales, bro. It's a big fucking difference. It's a big fuck. Jake Paul was just Butterbean, bro. It's all he is. He just Butterbean. But he's not a pay-per-view attraction. You can't sell more than a nigga that's a pay-per-view fucking star. It's a different ball game. It's a whole entire different ball game. Being a pay-per-view star and being a streaming star, bro. Your streamers ain't, bro. You're not a pay-per-view. Not a pay-per-view, bro. Don't never say that to me. That's why I say go back, pay attention to you want to mention accolades. Go back and pay attention to the Leo Santa Cruz fight. Fuck what I'm saying. Just go back and pay attention. Go back. They put both titles up, 126 and 130. Go back. Fuck what I'm saying. Go back and watch what these brothers say out their mouth. But they never gave them those accolades, bro. And I'm the only nigga Santos to take. I stamped that shit, bro. OTB, what up? I stamped that shit, bro. Tank is a pay-per-view star. He sell way more tickets than all three of them niggas put together. But all three of them niggas is still fighting all of his motherfucking fighters that he knocked the fuck out. People saying he ain't fight nobody. How? Y'all all want to fight Pitbull, right? Y'all all want to fight Ryan, right? Y'all all want to fight Barrios, right? A lot of people still fighting Ricardo Nunez, right? Gamboa, right? Like, come on, we got to keep this shit tall. Even a fucking Jose Pedraza, a Frank Martin, even a Lamont Roach, even a fucking Hector Garcia. Which means is these is the fighters y'all want to fight. He knocked all of them niggas the fuck out already, but these are the fighters y'all want to fight. And half of the fighters that we named, them niggas is still becoming champions to this day. Just off a lesson that they learned from who? Tank Davis, a pay-per-view star. We can't do that, bro. We can't do that. 130, 135, 140, 3 divisional champion, bro. We can't do that. And even if you get to count that Leo Santa Cruz situation, when they put both of them, put their titles on the line, you can go back and watch the fucking fight. And everything I'm saying is happening. Just like when you watch Tio Loma, Tio became undisputed champion, my nigga. He became undisputed champion. Yeah, that nigga, Jake Paul Butterbean, bro. That nigga, you right? Right? Hey, Timmy T, right? That nigga remind you of Butterbean, like how Butterbean came out, you know, his little fights with they sanctioned fights with, I think, with the IBA, IBO, some shit like that. But he remind me of Butterbean. I thought Butterbean was always an expedition shit. So when I seen Jake Paul, I'm like, damn, this is the new version of Butterbean. Yeah, listen, but we knew, right? We knew how Floyd felt about Top Rank. So we can't put that on Tank. You got to put that shit on Floyd. You got to put that shit on Floyd. I always put it on Floyd because Floyd, the situation he went through with Top Rank, the lawsuits, really not dealing. I mean, like that's how I look at it. To me, I always looked at that as Floyd. Then that's when we find out during the Rolly fight how much Floyd gave Tank, and how Floyd Tank was coming out breaking down certain shit, but Floyd was doing that brother dirty. Rape mill. Tank was making money. Floyd was taking that shit. That's when Al Heyman stepped in, kicked Floyd the fuck out, took over Tank's situation. You making the money. You're getting the money that this motherfucker was taking from you. And now we're gonna get you in there with good, affordable, tough opponents. But majority of the shit got a storyline. Excuse me, and I'm gonna keep it tall. When I look at a lot of shit, bro, majority of all these niggas fart and spar at each other, bro. And I always tell everybody asking for his leftovers. And I always tell everybody, Devin Haney was in the Mayweather gym before Tank. He was there, y'all, 2013, 2012, 2013. That motherfucker was there. Bam Rodriguez, I'm telling y'all niggas, I remember this shit like it was yesterday. Out of all of them niggas, even when Shakur, it was 2016, right? The Olympics, when he fought Robeisy Ramirez. Remember, Floyd Mayweather pulled up to Shakur fight. But I'm going to always say Floyd sabotaged that Olympian fight. That Olympic fight with Shakur could have got his gold if Floyd would have never showed up. I'm going to say that, and I'm going to always say that. But Robeisy Ramirez ended up becoming champion, but becoming gold. So if Shakur would have won, Floyd was supposed to sign. Go back, listen to the commentary. The commentary going, Floyd Mayweather here for Shakur. She's going to sign Shakur after the fight. None of that shit happened. But the key thing I'm always say, all of them was at the doghouse. And out of all of them niggas, Floyd could have signed all of them niggas. But he signed Tank. He signed Tank. Tank was whooping all of their ass, bro. And I'm not even a Tank fan. I'm just keeping it fucking tall. The light-skinned Nelly was knocking niggas the fuck out. Nah, man, that nigga was down, baby. He was down the niggas, man. He take you to the deep waters and drown you. That nigga Tank is for real. That nigga Engine, he got that fucking fuck diesel. That nigga got that jet fuel. Tank is the nigga for real, bro. And I'm not even a Tank fan, bro. I'm just keeping it tall. I'm not a Tank fan. I'm a boxing fan. You know? I always thought as Shakur got older, his pop is going to get more better and crazy. But I learned when the Kenny exposed the situation of his motor getting knocked loose. Now I understand why Shakur don't sit in the pocket and exchange like how he used to. If anybody been watching Shakur since he was a pup, you knew Core was the baddest. It was Core, Boots, Adrian Brown and them. They had a nigga from Toledo. It was a nigga from Toledo, Ohio. Now shout out Rasheed Warren. No people like you talking about Rasheed Warren. Nah. This was during the time when it was like I know the nigga was coming up after Robert Easton Jr. But at the time it was Boots' name was popping, Shakur name was popping, the nigga from Ohio name was popping. Tiger was there, Tiger was popping. Ryan was popping. Everybody knew who Ryan was. Lubin was popping. I'm just telling y'all the names in the amateurs at the time that was popping. And it's from regional 1, 2, and 3, and some parts of 4. But I keep forgetting this brother from Ohio that was whamming. That nigga was whamming. That nigga was whamming shit, y'all. He was whamming shit. But during that time coming up, I thought Shakur, like his power is gonna come with him, bro. And he got the power. He got the pop to do it. He just don't want to exchange, really. He really don't want to exchange. And I always believe Core got the pop. It's like, if you know, you know, man. Shout out to Ellie Setback, who got everything that I'm saying. Ellie can stand for me because he got the motherfucking videos. Damn. Said lifetime bans were handed down in that Roy Jones case. Shout out Timmy Tate. It's like Roy, bro. Roy was the shit. You feel me? Roy was the shit. Yo, people, if y'all wasn't alive to see it, shit, you better believe it when we trying to tell you Roy was the shit. But you'll watch some corny niggas that say some corny shit, and I'll look at them and be like, I don't know what the fuck you watching. I don't know what the fuck you watching, bro. That man was a motherfucking problem. Roy was a problem, and I always said it. If we would have got Bud versus Boots, that shit would have looked like Boots being Roy and Bud being James Toney. That's the type of fight we would have had. Because I thought we was gonna get this generation of Mark Hagler and Tommy Hearns when Bud and Porter fought, but Porter ain't come fight his regular style. I'm with Timmy Tank, a 2-time champion, is only one. Nah, bro. If Barrios was the champion, bro. It doesn't matter. Barrios was a fucking champion. Getting that regular title makes you a champion. You got to get the regular title to become super. So when you get your regular title, when you become a WBA champion, go look it up. Google this shit. You got to have 5 title defenses to be elevated to super. This is a fact. Yeah, they be hiding comments. That's a fact. You heard me, y'all? That's a fact. Go look it up. You got to become a WBA regular, defend the regular 5 times. You got to defend that shit 5 times to become a super champion. Now, man, Paulie will tell you. They did it to Paulie. Paulie Maldonado will tell you the same shit. He'll tell you. He even spoke on the shit. Like the WBA, y'all doing too much. No, you got to be to become a champion. You got to get the regular to be say I'm a champion. The regular is not an interim belt. It's the real belt. It's the real fucking belt. You feel me? So if it's like that, that mean Bud ain't undisputed. That mean Bud ain't undisputed. Because y'all got to do the same thing for the WBC franchise. The franchise is like a super champ. You feel me? Loma never lost. So how the fuck Devin Haney the champion then? People, listen, it goes 2 ways, bro. Yeah. Bro, we all knew he was Josh Taylor was under. So listen, you see how you saying Josh Taylor was undisputed at 140, right? We all know, right? Tio went up there and beat him. So why? And Tio got the Lenio. Lenio make you undisputed, bro. Why the fuck people ain't saying he 2-time undisputed when the world know he's 2-time undisputed? I know, Derrick James know, Max Kellerman know, pure boxing fans know Tio was 2-time undisputed. Bro, we can't do that. And that's why I say when it come to Tio and Tank, even Boots now, this is the shit that happens, bro. This is the shit that happens. Nah, Tank is a 3-time fucking divisional champion. You can Google this shit. You can look it up. He's a 3-time divisional champion. You got to get the regular defended 5 times to become the super. Just letting y'all know. So what the WBA would do, since I ain't going to let you fight your mandatory, I'm going to upgrade you to super and make him the world champion, the regular. Like, come on, bro. That's how it goes. And that's a motherfucking fact. Before it was a super, it was always the regular, bro. You got to get the regular, defend it 5 times. Because once you get the regular, you're the champion. You're the champion. You're the guy. You're the champion. And that's a motherfucking fact. You got to defend your title 5 times to become the super champion. You don't believe me? Google it right now. That shit'll tell you right now. Google that shit. That shit'll tell you. Doesn't matter. That nigga is a 3-divisional champ. Punch it up. Is Gervonta Tank Davis a 3-divisional champ? That shit gonna say yes. He wasn't an intern. Nah, Josh Taylor wasn't. Listen. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. The same people saying Kambosos beat Tio, but if you go back and watch that fight, just watch the first round. You seen the robbery take place right in front of your eyes. You're going to watch Kambosos drop Tio. You're going to watch Tio get up. Harvey Doc going to send him to the corner. You're going to watch Tio get up, swing some wild shit, come back, hit him with a left, drop Kambosos, and they did not count that as a knockdown. But then Tio did it again in the 10th round, whooping Kambosos ass. But a lot of people don't know that shit is in the lawsuit. The top ranked ESPN lawsuit. And that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. The Kambosos Tio fight is in that lawsuit. Wilder got his 70 million. That's how they lost that ESPN deal. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. And hey, son, you know what it is? We've been cooking on this shit for going on shit. I've been cooking on this shit for 2 years. Me and Sant, I've been cooking on this shit for 2.5 years. Me and Sant going on 2 years. Since the beginning of last year to now, we've been, it's been a year going on 2 so far. We've been talking about this motherfucking lawsuit. Wilder talked about it. Wilder going to expose it once he done doing what he doing and drop his documentary. Y'all want to know all of these snack fighters on RHGH. They all doping. Y'all want to learn about Tyson Fury, all of them niggas cheating. You're going to learn about the whole 2022 situation, how Navarrete got robbed, Loma become champion again, Usyk. Y'all going to learn about all of this shit, y'all. Y'all going to learn about all of this shit. Enough for me. Just go look up the lawsuit yourself. Go look up that indictment. Go look up that indictment. Y'all going to be like, damn, yeah, I'll be on everything. Because he took a bigger name. Nobody ain't want to fight no fucking Jack Catterall. He took a bigger name, bro. He took a bigger name and became Lenio. Tio became the Lenio champ, became the guy again. The world know that. The world know that. But I'm just ain't going to sit here and like this new age and shit. But like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Same people talking bad about the IBF. But nobody talking about Dana White bitch ass saying, hey, yo, I'm a hypocrite. I came out here and told y'all I'm not dealing with the body sanctions, but I am. That's a hypocrite, bro. He's a fucking hypocrite. A straight hypocrite. We seen this story in the 90s when he tried to come into the fold of boxing and fucked everything up. Know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he always does it. He give it an opportunity and chance to break into this market. Because this is where Dana really want to be at. He really want to be in the boxing field. This is where he really want to be at. He tried in the 90s, it failed, then UFC, MMA happened. This is a fact. This is a fact. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. That's why when I talk to certain people about Dana, I'm like, bro, I don't know. He tried. I thought Taylor robbed the Catterall in the first fight. I did too. I'm going to tell you 2 fights I thought Catterall got robbed in, Timmy. If I'm lying, then let me know. But what I feel, that first Taylor fight and the Arnold Barboza fight, I thought Jack Catterall beat Arnold Barboza too. I thought he beat Arnold Barboza clearly, bro. That's me. You feel me? That's me, and I like Jack. You know, a lot of people saying, "Well, Jack changed with Bozy now." Bro, that don't mean shit. You still got your old habits as a fighter, and you're still gonna always go back to your old habits, tricks, and trade. Yeah, that whole front. But see, to me, that's the shit I'm trying to talk about with the WBA Super and the WBC franchise. You feel me? That's all I'm talking about. Because if a person got, it's like Devin Haney, he got the WBC title, right? But that's like having the WBA regular. If Loma got elevated the franchise, that mean if he was a WBA, that mean he would have got elevated to Super. You feel me? That's the only thing I mention about that. That's why I'm saying Tank 3-time undisputed. You feel? I mean 3-time undisputed. I mean 3-time divisional champion. That's the reason I'm saying that. That's the reason I'm saying Tio was undisputed. That's what I meant to say. It's just because the Super and that franchise, to me, I feel as though it's the same shit. The WBA Super is like the WBC franchise. That's the only thing I keep trying to say. You know what I mean? Yeah, Bozy can. I hope Bozy do, but I like Jack. I like Jack. I like Jack a lot, bro. Especially in that Arnold, but like in that Josh Taylor fight, I'm like, yeah, he got robbed. Then just watching certain his fights, I'm like, Jack, cool. Jack got some shit with him. You know, Jack got some shit with him. You know, and I like him a lot. I like Jack a lot. You know, like Steve Claggett. Niggas like facts. I don't know. I like Steve Claggett. Like he's not a pushover. You know, people probably go by his 7 to 8 losses, but bro, if y'all people go back and look at the close fights he had, man, y'all speak a different tone and put respect on my brother's name, man. Yeah, that should be crazy. That should be crazy, Tim. That should be crazy. But yeah, Jack, nice man. Jack, nice. And I would have loved to see Devin Haney fought Jack Catterall. You know, you fighting somebody that's a rank that's ranked it over there. You know, in the division you win. Oh, T, what up, broski? What's up? What's up? What's up? You're on mute. You got your joint on mute.
Ah, shit. What
Yeah,
up,
what's
Brody? How
up?
you
What's up?
feeling?
I'm good, baby.
You getting your
Yeah.
early morning cook on, man.
Yeah, got to, man. You know what's good though, brother?
Same shit, different toilet. I fuck with Steve Clatchin too.
Yeah, Steve, a tough fighter. He a solid fighter. You
Man,
know.
and the only problem with Cattle Rod, man, is he fighting spurts, man.
Yes, he
And and
do.
if and if Bozy them can fix his activity issues and he can give us 2 minutes out of maybe even a minute and a half pure boxing out of a round, yeah, I mean, that'll be a big
Yeah.
improvement for him.
Mm-hmm.
They should be doing 1 minute stretches. Yeah, I mean, all one
Do
minute
that.
stretches win. If you can win 9 rounds and win 9 1 minute stretches in a
Yep.
fight, that'll be a big improvement for Jack.
Yes. But that's why I say, some fighters be having their old habits, and it just be sometimes, it's all up to the fighter. But I know Bozy and them see that situation. They just got to tighten it up because his last fight, we still seen some old habits he have, but he's starting to improve a little bit. He's starting to improve. But I like Jack though. I like Jack.
And I love Jack as a fighter. As a fighter, that's his problem too, man. He get caught in fights when he can box his way out and
Fact.
probably win a lot of these fights that the Barboza fight. If you don't get caught in them exchanges with Barboza and you keep boxing him like you did the first 4 rounds, you win
Mm-hmm.
the last 3 rounds in the championship rounds to convince the
Fact.
judges. But when you allow him and you engage in those exchanges, you don't know how these judges are, yeah, I mean, scoring those. That's why
Facts.
I ain't never won for exchanges.
That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. That's a damn fact. What you think about this IBF and Zuffa situation, man? You
Um,
think IBF did a great situation, a good deal, or you think this shit just all smoke and mirrors?
Man, I think it's all smoke and mirrors. Like
Yep.
I ain't even gonna hold. I think it's all smoke and mirrors. Dana White, I'm talking about some. We not gonna acknowledge none of the other sanctioning bodies. Then you're not gonna be not acknowledged in the sport of boxing. Sanctioning
Fact.
bodies have always ran this sport. Now, for you to think that you was gonna be a part of this sport without acknowledging the history of the sport was kind of disrespectful to the sport itself. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
so I expected a retraction on that. I was kind of disappointed at the IBF for threatening the fighter. You don't penalize the fighter. Like
Yep.
that's what my biggest problem. Joe Opataya shouldn't have never had to worry about being stripped within the process of that fight. If you was gonna fine him for fighting in some type of, or either make him fight some type of eliminator, or yeah, I mean whatever y'all was gonna do, if y'all was gonna issue his mandatory and make him apply to the Zuffa obligation later on in his career, or at some other point when it wasn't going, when he wasn't an IBF champion, that would have been
Yep.
fine too. But he shouldn't have never had to worry about being stripped, bro.
That's a fact. But you can tell by his face all of this shit bothering him. Like what the fuck I just got myself into, you know? But he want to be undisputed. He want those belts. He want those belts. But it's just fucked up how Dana, like, you came in hypocrisy saying you not gonna you don't give two f's about the motherfucking sanctioning bodies, but now you're dealing with them. You know, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just how he just brought the IBF title inside the ring. It'll give me that shit. Know what I mean? And still representing it. I don't know, man. It's just fucked up for Opataya. You know, it's
It
just
is,
sad to see
man.
that type of
And
situation.
Zuffa banked on that. You think
Yeah, they
Zuffa
definitely
offered him
banking on
that
that.
money if he's not a IBF champion?
Yeah. But what you think about Zuffa, you know, starting their own title, their own champion that violates the Ali Act, you know? Because you know a promoter can't come out and start their own title, like their own body sanction. You feel me? Like, all right, you see what they did? We starting Zuffa boxing, now we got a Zuffa title, a Zuffa champion. Like, bro, all of that shit is against the Ali Act. But y'all doing it.
Right.
But
Right.
they
And they
doing
told
it.
us that now that they told us they was gonna do. If you remember all of the shit he
Yep.
got into, yeah, I mean, that's where a lot of the pure boxing fans really was distasteful with that representation, because
Yep.
you came straight in saying we're not gonna acknowledge, and you stood on that shit. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, now years later when you started this endeavor, I don't think that, yeah, I mean, I don't think that the boxing community is wrong for holding. Yeah, I mean him obligated to that. Hell nah.
We not wrong at all. We not wrong at all.
No lies detected there. Shit. All facts. No lies detected there. Got to get us
Fact.
a Maury clip, man. Get my nigga a Maury clip, man. No lies. For real.
Real shit. Yo. But yeah, man. What you think about this fight this weekend, man? You think Kenneth Sims can pull it off? I think he can.
I think he can, man. He got to quit fighting off his back foot so much, man. Sit your ass down. I don't know if Sims be scared to get hit, or if, yeah, I mean, if that's just the fight style that they want to fight with, but they're not running enough to have
Yeah,
that fight style for
yeah.
10 to 12 rounds. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna
'Cause
keep it tall. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of Chicago fighters probably fight like how Kenneth Sims fight. You know, cause I ain't never heard of a champion coming out of Chicago. Well, you heard of certain people, you feel me? But like, not no type of real big dogs that we was really interested in. All of the top dogs. It ain't no disrespect when they come out the East. You know, it'd be like Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan,
like we have a certain fight style, right?
DC. Like our shit is different. We walk out our front door, niggas rumbling. But you know who the guys be. But Chicago, I really never seen a top dog that came out of there was like, yeah, I'm that nigga. You know what I mean? And it looked
Right.
like Kenneth Sims, but like you said, he can't. Like his back foot. Mm-mm. But he liked to exchange a lot too, which he shouldn't be doing. When he was doing that shit with Oscar Duarte, I'm like, bro, why you fighting his fight? Why
And
is you?
see, and that's how, hey, you hit the nail on the head, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to cook for a minute because you really did. You don't even realize where you went. But when you talk about, you know what I mean, the state of a city, you know what I mean, and how you say you walk out the front door, like in Cincinnati, like y'all heard Bud say, like, you know what I mean, you will always find, we still fight. I know people that's
Yeah,
my age that still would rather
right.
whoop your ass than shoot you. Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and when you talk about Chicago fighters, that's you talking about Sonny Liston, which was one of the toughest
True.
fucking heavyweights ever. Yeah, I mean, Joe Louis was from Chicago. Yeah, I mean, so as that adaptation left with a city and the mobsters started to take over, then
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately the sport of boxing left the city as well. And I respect Kingdom Sims for keeping it alive, giving them kids somebody that they can look at it and say and get them a reason to come to the gym. But you better run the whole goddamn city of Chicago. You want to fight like that?
Yeah, you got to. You know, but like Buzz said and we all said, and, we come from fighting cities and states. You can feel me, OT? You in
Fact,
Ohio, from Cincinnati, Toledo,
fact,
all that shit, fighting. You know, Michigan, fighting from
facts.
Detroit.
Look on the amateurs. Look out at the amateur rankings today. You gonna see Philly. You gonna see Pennsylvania, Ohio, like Toledo, Cincinnati. Like
Yeah,
shit.
shit, they got to check, man. When you check, look at Region 1, Region 2, Region 3. Like, listen, niggas is banging,
Fact.
And like I tell a lot of people, and them amateurs, nigga, listen, Ohio be running shit, bro. They don't
Hey,
know. Listen, Rasheed Warren was a motherfucking monster, bro.
hey, damn sure
Rasheed,
was. Shout out to Nuke. That's the homie.
yo, that boy was a monster, man. She was a fucking monster, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize in the amateurs how dominant she was. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, baby Pitt was something different,
yeah. That
and
nigga.
a lot of people just see him going to the Olympics and not being successful that
Hmm.
many times versus not really acknowledging how dominant he had to be
Yeah.
to make it to that stage in the first place.
But people know, like, it's me personally. If I see you make it to the Olympics as an American, I'm happy for you. Because 9 times out of 10, I know we're not going to be. They're going to rob us for the gold. They're going to rob us for the silver. This is the corny shit they do.
Roy
You
Jones,
know.
Floyd Mayweather.
It's always big for the Cubans and the people across the pond, like the Ukrainians and Russians, to get those gold and silvers. They always play us. They always do. So
You think
I,
that have a lot to do with us being the hub of boxing? Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, period.
yeah, it's a fact.
Like
Cook.
since they got the hub, yeah, I mean, then we won't give them the amateur, yeah, I mean, pedigree because we know they'll have the stage as adults. You feel like I wonder how much of an impact that have on our great fighters not getting the credit that they deserve on that platform.
That's true. That's true. That's true. We see Tyson, going out to the amateurs US boxing, starting new things. He got a little situation popping. Holyfield got robbed. Yeah, he got robbed in the Olympics. What Wilder became a bronze, got the bronze medal. You know, they always do is dirty. But one thing, hey Timmy T, one thing about my nigga Emmanuel Stewart and that whole Olympic team, they all
Facts.
became champions.
Facts.
All became champions. Meldrick, man, when Meldrick got that shit, man, my guy to go. That's why my favorite trainer, Emmanuel Stewart. I always mention Emmanuel, bro.
Facts. Emmanuel Stewart,
Yeah.
Richardson, Salim Richardson.
Uh,
A lot of people don't realize Tony Harrison father teached up under
mm,
Emmanuel Stewart. Yeah, I mean, so without Emmanuel Stewart, we don't have a Tony Harrison. We don't have what Detroit is giving us in boxing right
right,
now. I just
right.
seen the one girl, I can't remember her name. She just signed with Salida Promotions, and
Okay.
And Detroit really, yeah, I mean, within the last 3-4 years, like we done have more Detroit fighters probably now than ever. I don't think I ever seen this many fighters straight
That's
out of
true.
Detroit.
That's true. That's motherfucking true.
And thanks to Crunk Jim for that. Yeah, I mean, the great Emmanuel Stewart.
Yes. That's my boy, man. That's my motherfucking boy. That's my boy. You know,
Oh man.
you know, Georgie Benton was good. You know, we had a lot of good trainers out here in the world. You know, it depends. You know, what was your cup of tea? But my cup of tea growing up, I like, damn, this nigga Emmanuel. Like, I'm just watching all of his fighters. You know, I don't know. It's just hard. It's just hard for me to explain the shit. It's like he the goat, bro. He the goat. He the
Well,
goat.
I can hone into that because when you think about the improvements he made to his fighters, you feel me? Lennox Lewis was known as a power puncher before Emmanuel Stewart. Once he gave him that jab, like
That shit
shit,
over.
yeah. Now we talking Lennox untouchable. Like shit. Night your ass. I got
Yeah.
something to set this right hand up with. Shit. It take a special type of trainer to not
Yeah.
perfect or not build a game plan around what you do good and
Hmm.
progress what you don't do well. Yeah, I mean to benefit what you do good. Like shit. I always tell people, man, we don't coach the strengths. We coach the weaknesses. Yeah, I mean
Yes.
they'll improve their own strengths naturally.
Yes. Yes. That's a motherfucking fact. That's a fact. Cause I'm a like when I go to these gyms out here before I got on house arrest and going to these amateur fights, I always touch up on this because I watch these kids, they gas out too fast, you know. And I always look back to when no, like when we were kids, I'm like, bro, like we had tanks. Like we really had tanks. Like we can go outside and play from sun up to sundown. You know, when I was a kid, I used to play like 20 games of basketball, 20 games of football. Go back, pad man, come up. Now we all got to do for like an hour, 2 hours of
That
motherfucking boxing
hard work.
and work. Now, I mean, in the streets, we used to be in the streets when Pad Man used to come. Pad
Fact,
Man come, he used to work when I was seeing Richardson and shit. Come,
fact.
you know,
Mm,
get all good working, get all good working. But our engines, as when we was kids, was A1. These engines
damn.
now, that shit tainted, bro. These motherfuckers, they gas out too fast. You know, like I'm gonna use David Morrell for an example. He's a good first half fighter, but after the fifth round, bro, the nigga get gassed out. The niggas like, well, he loading up on his punches, bro. The nigga gassed out. That's why I look like he's loading up, because y'all niggas engines is fucked up. You know, go
Fact.
play some basketball, open y'all wing gate. Y'all gotta no, y'all doing all of this P90X shit instead of, you know, trying to become and work yourself as a 12-round fighter as you're young. You know, that shit start when you young, bro. Just like you said, you gotta build the strengths and work on the weaknesses. Y'all kids is working on the strength and not giving a fuck about the weaknesses. And then when y'all get in the motherfucking ring, just as an amateur, we watch it, we see it.
Cook.
It's like what's going on in these gyms? Like what's up with these trainers?
Cook. Cause hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Hey, man, people don't realize why I be so loyal to Adrian Broner as a fighter, and not only as a person but as a fighter. And it's because I used to see him in Newton. You would see packs of kids running in Cincinnati, bro. Like you never, like I personally used to leave a case of waters in my car just to. I'm out giving wake ups. They out running. Like, yeah, I mean, and, to have that type of discipline. So when you say you see so many fighters gas out, it's because running ain't the priority in camp no more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like very seldom do you see a fighter
Yeah.
take you on his journey when he's running versus I can remember looking at Floyd Mayweather and Zab Judah being camped with Pernell Whitaker on
Yeah.
their inside camp. Yeah, I mean, and they was up at 5 in the morning running. They running on the beach, running. Yeah, I mean, and I just remember seeing it, knowing the emphasis of that running had on my performance in boxing from that moment.
Yeah. They abandoned the 5K, bro. They abandoned that shit, man. Like they
Crazy work.
it's crazy out here, man. But and no, rest in peace, no, Mike Stafford, man. Goated too. Mike was
Fact.
that nigga, bro.
Man,
Mike
rest in peace, Nassim Richardson, man. You, hey,
no. Yeah, we
I
got
done
some
been on the
niggas.
pass with Mike. You done been on the pass with Nassim, boy. Y'all better smash that like, man.
Yeah.
Y'all
Hit
getting
that
some jewels
motherfucker.
here.
Yeah, and we've been on the pass with another guy, the ball headed guy. I forgot the brother name. I'm gonna get his name. I keep forgetting your name, broski, but I gotta get your name. He was Jake Paul trainer. He's a short ball headed brother. Yeah, we been on the pass with him too when we was young, you
That's
know.
what's
But
up.
he was like a CEO and stuff. But yeah, we been on the pass with a bunch of good brothers, man. You
That's
know,
what's up, man.
learned the game, man. I learned the game from them. You know, and that's why like when I go to my son, like watch my son fight, I just be his other set of eyes, you know. Even though he got a good trainer, he got a good team behind him. Shout out Terrence KO Lewis, you know, he was top 10 ranked heavyweight at the time back in the day. You know, that's his coach. Shout out Greg Hackett. You know, he coached my son sometimes. You know, my son won a title when he was in his corner. Shout out Parabellum. You know, he got a good team over there. You know, he got a good solid team over there. But I just wish, you know, like I always tell him, you got to get better sparring in. No, you got to get better sparring in, bro. You got to.
Yeah, it's our muscle memory, man. People don't realize how important muscle memory is within the sport of boxing. But I mean, it'll come. That'll come, bro. Give him his time. Long as he love the sport and he love doing it, then yeah, I mean, you winning. He got the support system, man. Your support system that's around you as a kid and as an amateur in boxing is highly underrated. Is more important once you become a pro. However, it's underrated. Like everything that you put in as a parent, everything that y'all put in as coaches, everybody being on the same page to look at the picture and it looked the same way we all want it to look. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
um, that's like it ain't a price on that, bro.
it ain't, man. Definitely ain't. I can see that picture vividly. It definitely ain't.
That's what's up, man. What you think about that Dev interview though?
Yeah, that Dev man, he's not that. He just shut the fuck up, man. Like I don't know, man. I always thought Devin never was that. That's just me. Other people be like, "Yo, you be tripping, bro." I see something different. You
As a
know,
fighter or outside the ring?
as a as a fighter, no, Devin remind me of the modern day of this age, this new day and age American. You know, when once he
Mm,
get back in the ring, watch. Watch, because
mm.
I called it with the Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney fight. You know, I always said it. When you look at the first half of the fight, Brian Norman is always chinny. All you got to do is go back and look at the Bochica fight. Bochica was flooring him. You feel me? Even though the fight ended up in no contest, but he was flooring him. When you look at Devin Haney, Ryan dropped him in the seventh, right? So and then from there, a lot of knockdowns occurred after that, right? So you could tell that he's chinny in the second half. So and I stated that, and me and Sant, you know, we talked about that, and it happened. Devin Haney got the second round knockdown. Then from there, he just became Devin the Clinch Haney. You know, he didn't tighten nothing up. You know, he still, like I say, certain boxers still got old habits. So he still was shooting the bow and arrow jab. You feel me, bro?
Right,
Mickey
go
tightened
ahead.
you up, bro. That overhand Mickey just gave you was dangerous. Why you still shooting that jab?
Because you know as well as I do. You put me in a hostile environment, I'm gonna adapt and reform to my
Yeah,
old bad habits.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's why it's so important when you
yes.
have as an amateur that you learn these fundamentals.
Mhm,
However, Dev, by the time I think that they realized there was things they needed to fix, they was
mhm.
going into the Ryan Garcia fight. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, and sometimes that's why I love this sport of boxing. Yeah, I mean, because a ass whooping can teach you more than a win. Yeah, I
Yes, yes,
mean,
yes.
You can learn more from a loss. And you seen that Brian Norman fight. You seen him shuffling to close the distance. So now I don't have to do this big ass drop step where I'm so unbalanced whenever I shoot my jab. Yeah, I mean, and you seen just trying to fix some of his footwork issues. So however, you put him back in a hostile environment, he gonna start drop stepping the same way. He gonna be able to get timed the same way Ryan timed him. And yeah, I mean, so I definitely feel you when you say you just knew Dev wasn't that. You know what I mean? However, what I think is so sad about this generation of athletes and stars, bro, is that they can't fucking sell themselves.
Thank you.
We looking at more fucking stars and superstars in boxing who can't sell themselves, who can't talk that shit, who can't stand on nothing, who don't have no pride within the sport of boxing, so they don't have no integrity as a boxer. And us as fans, we are used to these characteristics and our favorite fighters, so we're being deprived of fighters who can sell themselves and sell the sport of boxing while they do it.
And that's a fact. That's a fucking fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like you niggas can't get in a rapper's video. Like yeah, like when it comes to selling yourself, the best that y'all can do is step on somebody else's platform who's accustomed to selling their self and hope to sell you as a bonus.
Yep. That's a fact, man. These niggas got no identity, bro.
Oh, say that shit again.
They got no identity, bro. That's a fact. These niggas got
all facts, no opinions there.
You feel me? These niggas got no identity, man. And people see the shit clear as day. They see the shit clear as day.
Like that's crazy. When that's the only way you can sell yourself is to, you know what I mean, reach for other people spot on stage. Like shit, that's all I seen when I seen that interview. Like, damn, you reaching for this man's spot on stage. Yeah, you know I mean, so bad because you got a spot on stage.
Yep.
You can't sell you.
Yep. That's a fact. And this nigga been out of the sport of boxing, what, the whole 2005? You feel me?
Been gone a year. You can't tell him he ain't the face of boxing. I ain't a Tank fan. Hey, Brody, I'm not a Tank fan.
Like, neither. You can tell he the face of boxing. Y'all niggas keep talking about him. Y'all keep that man mouth, that nigga name in y'all motherfucking mouth. Hey, big, that's a fact, cuz. That's a motherfucking fact.
Like, but all facts, no opinions, and you niggas can't sell yourself, so you gotta use his name.
Yep.
Like, and shout out to Ohio, because Al Heyman, who was smart, he knew Gervonta couldn't speak, so he knew he had to set a stage. I don't even believe he was in favor of Adrian Broner getting them fights coming off of them loss when we talk about Pacquiao, Jesse Vargas. It was another fight that he lost in that time span. But all of them fights, bro, Tank was on the undercard.
Yes, he was.
Like, let's be real. He knew that Tank couldn't sell himself. However, I know that he got some knockout sales. So I just have to get him a stage.
Yep.
If I can make him a stage, shit.
And he did it right, because, you know, AB gonna talk his shit. Y'all niggas don't want to see me with no motherfucking Rolexes. Y'all don't want to see, though. AB was in that interview, and I tell a lot of kids, go back and watch that motherfucking press conference. Because everything AB was talking about, y'all young niggas is doing it now. Y'all got no identity. When you look at Jesse Vargas, ain't had no fucking identity. That nigga in that joint with the leather gloves on, looking like a fucking hitman. You know what I mean? Like, nah.
Cook, bro.
Nah, you ain't gonna shut AB up. And then listen, when you watch these turkey cards and shit, like with Ryan, you see him when Ryan was like, I love the WBC. They wouldn't let the bitches come out. He said Turkey said no. When you watch the behind, I'm like, what the fuck? Communism. Teofimo, you don't want him talking shit. You don't want him dancing. Like you don't want these niggas with no type of identity. Just all nigga. This not boxing, bro. And you
Crazy.
young,
AB cussing out Ellerby.
yeah.
Now that's the code for a fight. That's the standard.
Listen, all I can tell people OTB is
That's
boxing
crazy.
ain't shit without PBC. Without Al Heyman, boxing ain't shit, bro. Like this,
Facts.
like once the 2000s came in and Al Heyman became Floyd advisor, took over Floyd's career and made Floyd to what he was when he got that Golden Boy situation. He over there, majority of the Golden Boy fighters, they was all like Al Heyman shit. That's why when he left, created PBC, they came with him, but all of them niggas became stars. And I
Facts.
be telling people, I be like, all you got to do, pay attention to Al is when 2015 PBC came, they ran the pay-per-view business, bro. You can look from the Charlos, ABs to the Dannies to especially Floyd. That's why
And
Floyd
see,
is doing it, bro. Like, come
and
on,
see,
Floyd.
bro, I could take them back before that because before that, people don't remember, but Richard Schaefer had
Yes,
all of them on
yes,
Golden Boy. He had Errol
yes,
Spence,
yes,
both the Charlo.
yes,
He had all of them.
yes.
Like
That's Richard Schaefer
Golden,
did. That's he did.
yeah, Golden Boy got rid of Richard Schaefer, and all
Yeah.
of them came over to Al.
Wow.
When Al got him, all Al had was Adrian Broner, Danny Garcia from the
Mm-hmm.
HBO deals.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, so shit, he already knew I got Floyd, I got AB, and I got Danny Garcia. That's all I need. What he do? Get Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, bring Errol Spence and them from the Charlo,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from that Olympic
Yeah.
team, and shit, and he ran suit. And I heard Dana White talking shit at his press conference about how he had 4 fight cards already. And this is how you know people don't follow the sport of boxing. Because we have Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman
Yeah.
on the 28th. Following that, we have David Benavidez, Zerto Ramirez. That's 2.
Yeah.
Then we have Tim Tszyu fight just announced, which
Yeah.
we thought was going to be Errol Spence. And we have a Gervonta Davis pit bull.
And people
Now,
don't even know they still cross promoted with Barrios and Ryan.
facts. And they're the one promotional company, bro, who have let their fighters go out and fight on
Yep.
all the other networks' promotional cards.
Yep. That's a fact. That's
Therefore, we have a negotiating background with all the other promotions. You tell me who you want to sign with in boxing today.
facts. Nigga, I'ma always choose Al, bro. I'ma always choose Al, OT. I'm choosing Al all of the time. Al over all these niggas, bro. People be talking, listen, that's not Turkey money. It's the Saudi government money. It's not his money. He worked for the Saudi government. He worked for MSB, the prince. So people got to stop saying that's his money when it's not. Nigga, Al Heyman got world money from his parents. And after his parents, the nigga Michael Jackson concerts, New Edition concerts, every
Fact,
rapper to this day, biggest concerts, Al Heyman and Cameron Lewis put that shit on. Y'all
fact,
people better understand Al gets the chicken. This
fact.
man over a couple $1 billion. I don't know what the fuck these people be talking about, but the Al Heyman hate is so real. I love PBC. I love Al Heyman. I love Tom Brown and his whole team. I love every
Fact,
fight. Floyd a
fact,
bitch. Floyd is a bitch. Floyd, that
fact.
man turned you into a billionaire. You fucked up that money once you went over there and started fucking with them other people.
I mean,
You
let's be
understand?
real. I don't think that Floyd becomes Money Mayweather if not for Al Heyman.
Without Al, he wouldn't be money.
Yeah,
Nigga, hey, you know what? No, so real OTB. Without Al Heyman, he would have never bought himself out of his contract.
facts. You don't get out of that top rank, out of that deal. Because what Bob did, Bob told him, hey, you gotta beat Oscar then. You
Yep.
did. You want to get out your beat Oscar. We gonna put you up against the Golden Boy. They didn't think Floyd would win that fight first off.
They
Yeah, I mean,
didn't. That's a fact.
second off, they didn't think that he would be able to buy his himself out of the last 2 fights of that contract because he only had 2 to 4 more fights on the contract. You know what I mean? So we could say he had 3 more. Nevertheless, like if it ain't for Al, you're not in that position. And I'll give you another reason that I know that Al benefited him. Excluded from Oscar De La Hoya, he'd only let you fight Sugar Shane Mosley at 38. Shit, you fought like what? Now this list is crazy because you fought Canelo at 23. Yeah, he had 20 fights, but he was 23 years old. This was a kid. Yeah, man. Like he let you manipulate when you fought certain fighters within your career. He let you duck Keith Thurman. Let's be real. You duck Keith Thurman.
He ducked Thurman. He ducked Porter to me too.
Yeah, and he ducked AB to me.
He
should have got Adrian Broner versus Floyd Mayweather.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad you mentioned he did duck AB. He backdoor AB in that Madonna fight too. I'm putting it out there. Because listen, if y'all just take them knockdowns away, to me, AB came back strong. I thought he won the fight. Y'all just scoring it by the knockdowns. I'm scoring it by the whole fight. After that, he came back strong and held his ground. You know, y'all awarded prime time when he did that shit to Rio, the first fight. So it should have went like that to AB too, and AB should have got that rematch. But Floyd ended up still in the fight.
Well, that's what happened. Yeah, I mean, because that was Floyd's. Let's remember, he had just did this to Canelo when he told Canelo, "You got to fight Austin Trout on my card, and then I'll fight you." Yeah, I mean, he told Maidana, "You want to fight me? You got to fight AB on my card, and then I'll fight you." Yeah, I mean, you don't get that manipulating tactic if it ain't for Al Heyman being able to help you make this happen. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like, because this, like, shout out Mob Ty, shout out Jay Prince. Jay Prince was your manager, and he couldn't get you out of that contract, but Al did. Soon Al got his hands on you, bro. You went Top Rank up on out of there. You couldn't do it when Prince was your manager. You know, I went back. Al even got him out of that tax situation. You know, Al Heyman one that taught him about the back end money. Floyd won't know shit about no back end money if it never was for Al Heyman.
Well, they sued Al Heyman for teaching and making that aware to fighters. Yeah, I mean, they took him to court and sued him for making that aware.
Because at the end of the day, they just was giving y'all large lump sums of money, and it wasn't even that big, bro. Here, take this 3-4 million, and you like, nigga, I can make 10, 11, 15 million on the back end. Yeah, Al, but listen, that's why the Charlos, then nobody talks bad about Al. He take care of his fighters, man.
And that same thing you were saying, yeah, I mean, while we praising Ohio, we gonna goddamn it give them they do too, because that don't happen if Don King don't fucking rob everybody. If Don King don't fucking rob everybody, then yeah, I mean, there's never any room, and it's always ran conventionally.
Boxing won't be what it is without Ohio, bro. Without them heavy hitters, bro, boxing wouldn't be where it's at. People just gotta understand the game, and that's a fact.
I heard somebody tell me that Ezra Charles ain't a top 10 greatest of all time because he got knocked down 18 times. Like, bro, that's not what define a great fighter.
Doesn't.
Like, shit, bro, this is the sport that we give you credit for getting the fuck back up.
Yep. Go out on your shield, man. We respect you for that. Going out on your fucking shield, you know? And I don't know. These people just crazy nowadays, yo. They crazy. They don't really know too much, you know? They just speaking out of a fan base because they a fan of a certain fighter, and they don't want to give the other fighter any type of recognition. You know, it takes two to tangle. You feel me? And me personally, I'll always give the other fighter they due diligence. You know, and this is what I tell people. I'll be like, all right, let's say Top Rank throwing on a card. And like the Keyshawn and Edwin De Los Santos was supposed to happen. Let's say, you know, since Keyshawn going to be the A side, you know,
broke up on me, bro.
His 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 chance to fight him on the PBC card. Would Keyshawn still be the A side? Would De Los Santos be the A side because he's the champion fighting on the PBC card? Ali in his prime was dropped by Sonny Banks and Henry. But in the 60s, guess he would be considered. Yeah, he would be considered mid today to these kids that don't know shit. You know what I mean? He said same with Pacquiao after his popularity. He beat Oscar. It definitely skyrocketed. You know, but one thing about all of them niggas, they was pay-per-view stars.
Well, that was the beginning of the pay-per-view era. Yeah, I mean, let's remember, and one can actually argue that the death of boxing was accredited to the pay-per-view era. Because
Yeah,
previous to the pay-per-view era, which is why all of our parents are boxing fans, because Howard Cosell and them, they had that shit on Worldwide Sports, was on every Saturday. All you had to
yeah,
have was a TV. And they all grew up growing with these fighters, growing with Muhammad Ali, seeing them. They had Olympic boxer. Yeah, I mean, the Golden Glove Championships was on
yeah.
the Worldwide of Sports. So you had an opportunity to grow with them from kids to adults. Yeah, I mean, while
Mhm.
you were growing with the sport. Yeah, and one can really make the argument that pay-per-view took it out of the everyday household.
Yeah.
As much as I love the Friday night fights on ESPN, I ain't always had cable. Shit. So
Mhm.
it's like everybody ain't had cable where I lived at. You dig? Like I'm from the trenches. So
Yeah.
shit.
When them
Once you
chip
take it
boxes
out of the
came out, you
everyday,
feel me? The chip boxes was the first fire sticks.
you did like shit. like this
Damn, you
crazy.
got a chip box. I'm trapping to I grab that bit. Fuck that, you know. But that's a fact though, bro. Like, yo, I miss growing up. They don't understand really not having it. You feel me? Like this generation, we see y'all now, y'all just choose to be like that. Y'all ain't grow up with motherfuckers like, especially when the crack era hit and start fucking up our families. You know what I mean? And we sitting here, I mean, head up high. There's kids running through this shit, going through this shit, everyday life. You know, and then to now, when you watch these kids now, can't none of y'all fight. Y'all want to pick up a gun, shoot. You gotta go to jail. Ain't no guns in jail. So you gotta fight till you get a knife, you know? Can't even throw a jab right. Nothing. No respect for the older people. No respect for themselves. You know?
Facts.
And when you cross over and just watch these kids coming to the fold of any sport, they bring that corny ass attitude with them. Then you got some motherfuckers that become big headed and don't want to take no advice from people and think they got it all until when they get exposed, you be like, nigga, you would have took the lessons I was trying to give you and the gems I was trying to drop on you, you wouldn't be going through this certain issue, you know. And I tell a lot of fighters that here in Philly, you know, this is what you got to work on. This is what you got to tighten up on. You got to work on your tank. You got all of that. Work on your tank. Matter of fact, all of you niggas work on your tank. Cause I'm watching you. You doing fucking 4 minute of sparring rounds. You fighting you sparring six motherfuckers, but bro, going into the second round in your first sparring session, you tired. How? You 6 minutes in and you tired. You come here every day. You do the same thing. You do the same thing. So when I see these niggas, I start thinking about my son. You feel me? And then
Yeah.
I hit my son up, yo, tighten up your engine. Tighten up your engine. Tighten up your engine. Because I see it in these fighters. Because I'm not around to see it in him. You feel me? So when I'm watching these fighters looking at them, I'm like, damn, you know, I always think of my kids. You know what I mean? Like, I got to tighten up the engine. So, you know, my son, you know, he 3-time Golden Glove champion. I always tell him, yo, tighten up your engine. Tighten up your engine. Like, Dad, I'm going to work on it as it go. No, nigga, tighten that shit up now. Fuck it, as you go. You tighten that shit up now. You got to understand, you really got to tighten that shit up when you a kid, you know? But y'all got to learn how to play other sports because that's what's going to open your win gate, you know. And I tell people, I wish I had YouTube as a kid to watch. Facts, YouTube would have been different. But I like I tell my son, I say, yo, go play some
Childhood
basketball.
would have been different. You know what I mean?
Childhood would.
Can you imagine knowing that you're gonna see yourself, knowing that you can look at yourself? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that shit
mean,
was
having the
crazy.
ability to critique your own mistakes.
Yeah,
Like we never had that.
never.
And
Yo,
and these
life would have been viral. Life
fact,
would have been a viral, bro. Cause when I was a kid, it was like in Philly we got blocks. So if it's a full corner block, each corner there was 100 to 200 niggas standing on each corner getting real money. Bro, that like this shit was so different. Now this shit like a ghost town. You know, this shit ghost town, bro. You know, but as a kid with YouTube, man, life would have been vibrant, you know? And we probably would have seen more better fighters because there was a lot of killers in these gyms that people ain't never got a chance to see.
well,
People
just
never
like you say, when you say, I think that that's what we looking at right now in boxing, bro. When you say try other sports, yeah, I mean we looking at a lot of fighters who done tried other sports and came back to boxing.
yeah,
We're not looking at boxers who've been in love with this sport. We're looking at opportunities. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean,
Frank
opportunity.
Warren, one of them.
Shit, uh,
Just a
Jamal
lot of them.
Charlo, Jamel Charlo,
Yeah,
Deontay Wilder, all
Wilder,
these, Sean
yeah.
Porter.
Sean Porter one.
Yeah,
You know,
all these are
but
people
Kenny
that
had different
just couldn't
plans that
make
I
it in
heard.
other sports. Go ahead, bro. What you say?
No, I heard Kenny had some different plans that I heard. I don't know, you know, but I know Porter was into football, you know. But I tell my son basketball because I tell him like, you know, when you dribbling the ball, you running down court dribbling the ball, you're going to stop on your pivot. So whatever foot you stop on, that's your pivot. You're going to learn how to move on your pivot, even leaning on a person, shooting a hook shot, fading away. You're going to do all of that off of your pivot, but you running the full court. You running up and down the court. You feel me? Just like if you when you play in half court, it's like a ring. You just got two rings put together. You know, it's like run the track. You know what I mean? Do your 5K. Y'all niggas y'all want to think a treadmill really help y'all when it doesn't. You know,
Facts.
and,
And just like you were saying, yeah, I mean, I teach my kids in relation to basketball and boxing. You can't throw a punch while you running down the court. Like you can't shoot the ball while you running. You have to be set
yeah,
to shoot. Yeah, I mean, boxing is
yeah.
the same way. Your
Thank
feet
you,
is what's gonna put you in position to be
thank you,
able to shoot. Yeah, I
thank
mean,
you,
if this
thank
is
you.
your court, then shit, what the hell you gonna shoot a three from the opposite corner? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I see. That's what I tell my kids when they try these in the club ass punches, when they walk across the ring and try and land a right hand without a jab. Yeah, I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, you shooting threes from full court. You can't shoot a three from out of bounds. Like, what the
Yep,
fuck?
yep. That's a fact. That's a
so
motherfucking fact.
so yeah, you hit the nail on the head, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You know, but hopefully, you know, we got some killers coming out of Philly. You know, we got some killers. You know,
Facts, man.
and
We about
all
to send one. We about to send one of my babies, bro. One of the kids I done watched since he was like 7, 8 years old, man. Shout out to Asante Lamar, man. He just got picked to go to the Pan Am USA team,
man,
man.
damn,
So
that's what's up. Congratulations.
yeah, man. To the 19 and under, he going, man. He's 17.
Yeah,
So man, he a special kid though, boy. That felt good for my channel and for me as a person, like just to
yeah,
watch him.
definitely. You know, that's love. You know, especially you know you watching them since they was pups. You know, and for them to get that opportunity, you know, I be telling my son about the Pan Ams too. You know, and I always teach him and tell him, yo, son, just trying to start your own promotional company too, learn the business of boxing. Because right now you live in the life, you live in the sport life. But when that business come in, it ain't too much we know about. You know, I'm not a fucking promoter. You know, I just go through certain promoter histories, people that I like Al Heyman, and I learn the game from them. But when I learned from Al is the nigga was he was always a promoter, throwing on big ass concerts, throwing on big ass shows. So I knew his mindset and money was different. And I told my son, I said, you can go back and watch Floyd old fights, then watch when Al took him, you started to see all the celebrities pop up. It's a difference. Who got the direct connection to all of these celebrities? Al Heyman. And he's like, damn, Dad, what you listen? I seen Don King. I was a kid. But I loved the fighter. So as a kid, you ain't really focused on the promotion. You just know the guy with the fro that's
Right.
sticking out with the gray head. We know that's Don King. You know, we know that's I always thought he was Tyson uncle. That's why when I was a kid, I ain't know shit about promoters. I was 4 or 5 years old, loving Tyson, loving Holyfield, loving the whole Olympic team that fucking Emmanuel Stewart had. You feel me?
Right.
They be seeing Meldrick Taylor run around in the streets of Philly like this is the shit I seen. So I'm like, dang, look at these motherfuckers. Know what I mean? The next
Right.
thing
You
you
got
know, they
Mel
not
Taylor, Tommy Hearns. Man,
Tommy Hearns.
that ain't
I'm
a fighter
sitting in
that
the
he
crib.
trained that didn't have a good jab.
We sitting inside the motherfucking crib, Mr. Brother Sam house. You got Noonie Mims pulling up. Brother Sam got Nassim Richardson, Padman, everybody pulling up. They be shooting bow and arrows. We riding motorcycles. You got the whole block lined up. We training how to fight and shit. Like we went through all that
Right.
shit when I was a kid. Like damn, I'm like damn, like I really did that shit with these people. And then when I
Yeah.
see
Hey,
these motherfucking people,
hey,
and you
all
see these
facts. I
niggas on
promise. I
TV,
looked up, bro, and I was like, man, I got taught how to hit a fastball from Dave Parker, how to
look at
field a ground ball from Barry Larkin,
look at
how to
that.
shoot a jump shot from Nick Van Exel. Like,
Mm,
bro, like when I say I'm beyond blessed, like I had to
yeah,
really think about it. Like, man, I done been in the ring with Ricardo Williams, silver
wow.
medalist. You dig?
Yeah.
Man, I done really been blessed, man. Got trained. Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I done been trained by Mike Num. They used to come and get us in the Golden Glove vans and shit out of Golden Glove. Like how y'all say y'all would be outside and the
Yeah,
truck and Celine would pull up. Like here,
yeah,
we used to have a bunch of vans that would just pull up, and now the kids could get in. It would take you downtown to the gym. Like,
that's what's up. Ain't nothing like those feelings, yo.
yeah,
Nothing.
yeah, man. I always appreciate it though. Our facts, man. I always appreciate it, and it's our responsibility to leave it to the people. You feel me? Like because I run a boxing channel and I teach film. Like I used to have a lot of trainers that would be hitting me like, nephew, the game to be sold, not told. If you need a job, come to this gym. Like, yeah, I mean, nah, but it's our responsibility to teach, bro. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I
you got
mean, make sure you leave that shit with yours.
hmm But it's good networking too, and you meet good people when you come on here and stuff. You know, because I know once I get off this house arrest shit, I told my son, I said, man, we traveling. You know, like it's cool here, but you got to get some real Mexican working. You know,
Yeah,
like we ain't got no Mexican niggas over here. You got Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, us black motherfuckers. They got the crackers. You got all these motherfuckers. You feel me? But at the end of
so,
the day, when you look, we all slick fighters, so ain't nobody really pressure. So if we can't fly niggas into the city, we got to start traveling. When you go to these certain states to go there and for Golden Gloves and shit,
but
or the regional tournaments, whatever, national tournaments, stop at a gym and get some sparring sessions in with certain other people. Because at the end of the day, when you turn pro, these the same people you going to see. Once these brothers turn pro, y'all big names gonna come out. These the same brothers you want to see, and y'all gonna meet each other. So
And it ain't always the most talented that's the cream of the crop when
yeah,
y'all finish. Yeah, I mean, very seldom is the cream as a kid still the
mm-hmm.
cream as an adult. Yeah, I mean, hard work beat talent when talent don't work hard.
Facts, facts. That's what I always tell him. I'm glad you said that.
Nah,
I'm glad you said that.
real
That's
talk,
real shit. That's
real.
real.
And that's something that I think is underestimated within all sports and how we teach, yeah, I mean, sports. A lot of time youth sports are predicated upon winning and predicated upon certain individual success later on reflecting. But a lot of people don't really notice how many people ain't the cream when they,
Mm-hmm.
goddamn it. I tell people, boy, I remember going to high school and I remember I can remember somebody, our running back, being our running back, and them looking at him like, boy, you playing in the slot. Like, he being like, bro, I ain't never did no shit like this. They don't care once you get to these upper levels. Yeah, I mean, they gonna put you where your talent say you should be. So
Yep.
make sure you work hard to always have your place.
Yep.
And make sure he always know that. God damn it. Hey, while you sleeping, there's somebody working. Don't think it
Yep.
ain't. Don't think it ain't. While you playing, there's somebody working. So I'd rather you be that somebody. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, psh, fuck that.
That's
Ain't nobody out working us.
fact. That's a motherfucking fact. What you think about Keyshawn next fight? You know, he's trying to get the winner out of the Lewis Crocker situation. You know, which I know if he do get the situation, it's gonna be an easy fight for him. He looked it good, fucking Blueface up. You know, just to show Blueface's levels. When you come in here, I'm not gonna play with you. You know, I'm a
Well, I done
professional
seen
fighter.
facts. I done seen a lot of people, yeah, I mean, chime in on that. But I don't even like dude. Yeah, I mean, um, his name is his name, but I will say this: he put them gloves on, he took them, he got in that ring with an Olympic, a championship pedigree boxer, and
Mm-hmm.
shit, and he wanted the best of that man. You feel me? Like you see a lot of people that get in there and play boxing, but he went in there and boxed. He wasn't successful damn near at all. But hey, he could say he did it. And shit, he didn't get put on his ass. So I respect dude, man.
Yeah, I mean that, but it shows that some of these fighters don't play with these people. Even if you put the gloves on, don't play with these people because sometimes by playing you can get injured.
Now, bro, we just said, yeah, I mean, we're giving Keyshawn credit for not playing about his craft. Yeah, I mean, I always you taking your craft serious. That's
Mm-hmm.
for any rappers that might be watching. That's for a rapper that don't freestyle. Yeah, I mean, I'd have had
Mm-hmm.
people tell me, bro, I don't freestyle, I don't play. If you gonna rap with me, nigga, I'm bringing my A game. That's it. But we just spoke about his actual fights that he wants to get, and they don't match the same perfection that I want to give him credit for. You feel? When you
Mm-hmm.
talk about Lewis Crocker, you talk about Pitbull.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You feel what I'm saying, bro? You feel where
yeah,
I'm coming from? Facts.
yeah.
Like
Mm.
if you gonna be serious about your craft, then be serious about it as far as your opponent having an ability to bring out something in you that, yeah, I mean, makes you channel into something that we haven't seen you do. Like that's what point that's what that says to me. And Lewis Crocker and Pitbull don't say anything different than Jermaine Ortiz said.
Yep, yep. That's a fact. That's a motherfucking fact.
And if he build this, bro, if he continue at this pace, like he fucked. No fighting Edwin De Los Santos, no fight. Yeah, I mean, then you fight Jermaine Ortiz. I can give you a pit bull fight. Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and I can give you a Lewis Crocker win for a championship, and you still don't amount to the talent that I'm looking.
Yep, that's facts. That's facts. That's a fact. That's some real shit.
Like, sit
That's
your
some real
cheating
shit.
punk ass down like that. Now, at some point, yeah, I mean, I get it as far as Boots is concerned because he's actually, yeah, I mean, trying to get some fights that we want to see him fight. But my thing that I had to sit down and notice is it's a different it's a different situation if you start out at 140. I mean, if you start out at 154
Mm-hmm.
when Jermell Charlo and them about to walk out. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
when when you got Jerry Hurd, when at that time that's the strongest division in boxing. You had
Yeah.
Lar there, like that division was packed.
That shit was loaded.
You feel me? Now, if you're a young bull in that division, then when everybody walk away and Bud on his way up, guess who he gotta come see?
You. I see Boots. But I'm gonna be real. You know what I felt though where Boots fucked up at? And this is no shade to Eddie, is when he signed to Eddie. When Cameron Duncan passed away, rest in peace to late Cameron Duncan, he
Facts.
should have stood over and went the PBC route. You already build a relationship over there.
Facts.
Al and them niggas love you. They're gonna turn you into a pay-per-view star. You feel me? They're
Well,
gonna give you
precedent,
that.
like you say, the precedent was already set. You know what I
You
mean?
feel
From
me?
your Showtime deal. So they was definitely gonna follow suit.
And you want pay-per-view cards on the undercard. You want Spence cards. You want Tank cards. You want the undercard, bro. Like, why leave that route and go that route? You just seen what happened to Boo Boo Andres. A whole European tour ain't get the fights that he wanted.
Well, see, but bro, a lot of people, I hear a lot of people say that and throw Boo Boo name out there. And the only difference, like all of these, whenever you have a fighter that you feel like ain't getting the opportunities that they deserve, go back and look at the opportunities that they missed out, that they walked out on. Because
That's
if
what
he
I'm saying.
take, like he was bitching, he didn't take the Jamal Charlo fight because Jamal was um uh he was the champion and Jamal was getting paid more than him. So he don't take that fight. However, if
Mhm.
you bet on yourself and you win that fight, the trajectory of your career is totally different.
But Boo Boo Andre problem was, nigga, you should have signed the PBC. You signed the Eddie. So of
Well,
course
the
niggas
thing
in
was,
here gonna make that paper.
if he was about to fight Jamal Charlo on like the Devin Alexander, one of Devin Alexander cards. Like,
Wow,
you
wow.
feel me? Like this back then, bro. Keith Thurman ended up fighting. I want to say the Mexican dude. He got the belt from.
I
Yeah, I
know who you
mean,
talking about. Damn,
yeah,
what was
that
that Mexican boy name? I know who you talking about.
fuck, man. And he's highly respected in boxing too,
Mhm.
man. I don't want to discredit him by not knowing his name.
Yeah, I know who you talking about too. I remember.
But
I
yeah, that was the belt that Keith Thurman held on to. Yeah, I mean, throughout the hiatus and stuff. But if Boo Boo take that fight and you say, okay, Jamal gonna make more than me, but I'm about to beat that ass. You go out there, beat that ass, you become a champion. Now the trajectory of your career is different. Now we talking about you getting the Lara fight before he go and fight Canelo. We talking about you getting Jared Swift hurt. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
all of these fights at 150
it's a fact.
that, yeah, I mean, and fighters need to bet on themselves. Don't think a one bad, yeah, I mean, situation define your career. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
not saying go in there and sign for 8 fights. Yeah, I mean, like, but
Yeah.
when you have an opportunity to bet on yourself, look at, because I can give you another fighter, Shakur Stevenson. If he take that 35, whatever the split was with him and Tank, if he take that and even lose then today, Tank ain't fought in a year. Guess who the face of boxing is?
You.
Shakur. One, because he active. Two, he bet on himself, even if he didn't win. Yeah, I mean, we done seen him be willing. We done seen him step in the ring with, yeah, I mean, we done seen him say, fuck the money, I want to fight you. Let's make it happen. And enough of these fighters don't. I apologize for my
No, that's true though. It's true. He had
rant,
an
bro.
opportunity and he didn't take it. He had tuned. Yeah, but OT, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna hit you up on the text. I'm about to get up on out of
Go
here. These
ahead,
people
bro.
keep
Yeah,
calling
we done
me and
been at
shit.
2 hours anyway.
Yeah. But we're gonna hit. I'm gonna hit you up so we can talk about the situation we was talking about. You heard the little show situation. So
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
gonna get.
bet. It's a bet, bro.
Yeah, thanks for everybody pulling. We be back later. We gonna pull up with Santos. I'm gonna shout out to everybody that was in the chat. 1-3, Timmy T, the Art Queen, who has a we game all night. You know, my brother OTB. Hey Sean, what up? Front, what up? A shout out to Mag Life. Yeah, Mag 7 Life 269. Shout out Herb Legend. You already know what it is. Be up on out of here. We be back later. You know, just gotta take care of something.